Hello and welcome to this month's edition of Good Morning Gielinor.
I'm Mod JD.
And I'm Mod John.
And welcome to edition 2 of our new morning show. So what is Good Morning Gielinor?
By the way.
Here's what's coming up in today's stream. Today we'll be focusing on some of August's content, so we'll be looking at the Light Within and seeing what kinds of decisions you guys have made. We've got some stats that you won't have heard of before, so that'll be exciting.
We're going to get a chance to show off some of the things that we've seen in the community this month and what you guys have been up to, so like show off some of your awesome art or what you've been doing. Yeah,
we've got some great videos in the log for you to be watching in a little bit. We'll be doing our JMod versus Boss feature this week, our time trial against QBD, and this week we have Mod Manti on the sofa with us, so that's exciting.
Yeah, we are also going to be showing you some teasers of upcoming updates which you might have missed during the dev Q&As, and also some exclusive teasers that you would never have seen before.
Yep. And finally, to round off this week, we will be showing you some bugs of the month, and that's our little feature to end with. We're really excited about that because we've had a few corkers this month.
We have, yeah. The QA team have been brilliant and sent us over quite a few bugs to show off. So we've got a nice little backlog. It's not a ninja backlog, but we've got a nice little backlog, and we selected 3 bugs to show you today. So let's get started with the rundown of July's updates. So the big update...
August updates.
August, sorry.
August updates.
We are in August, sorry. Well, we're in September now, actually.
Yeah.
Right, sorry. So we had the Light Within, which is probably the biggest update of August. See, I got it right.
Yep.
And for the Light Within, we've got a few things to show you. So first we wanted to show you some of the concept art that we haven't shown before. So here should be Backstorian. So it's very, very nice piece of artwork.
Yeah, and he's one of the characters that you'll meet within the quest.
So you will meet Backstorian, not the statue, the actual guy, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, just to go through it right now, we're not going to go into the in-depth analysis of the quest. What we want you to show you is the kinds of things that you might not have seen in the other dev Q&As.
Yeah.
So this is obviously Seren.
So Seren with her different states. So basically, Seren, like Zaros in Fate of the Gods, can return to the world in certain different ways, and you've got choices to make during the quest which will either help or hinder her. So there you go, that's her in her different states. And the last one, this is a bit of environment from Tardiad, so you do get to return to Tardiad during the quest, and here are some of the a very, very, very small portion of the things that were created for Tardiad.
And it's an absolutely beautiful place.
It is. Make sure to turn bloom on.
The environment artist did a fantastic job with Tardiad, and we've had a lot of people come back to us and say it's one of the most beautiful locations in all of Gielinor. Yeah. Well, not quite in Gielinor, but
it's not in Gielinor. Yeah.
But you get the gist.
In Gielinor and outskirts.
Yes. So we have some stats for you. Again, we're going to try and keep this as spoiler-free as we possibly can. But we have there are a series of choices that you can make throughout the quest, and we have some data from Mod Porky.
We do.
Who has kindly given us this information as to what you guys have done during the quest so far. So this is as of Monday.
So it might not be a big surprise to hear that 98% of you voted for the return of Seren. So that means 2% of grumpy people who don't want her to come back.
2 people. What are you doing, you 2% of people?
They're probably Zerosians. No, not Zerosians, because they probably would want Seren to come back as well. I don't know who they are, but they just probably want to be different to everyone else.
Yes, and over the course of the quest, there is a second choice that you have to make with one of the Elven characters. I'm trying to not give away as much as we possibly can. And
so that's the third stat you need to say then.
Yes, and so 87% chose to incorporate.
So the Dark Lord shard.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Into Seren. So as you remember, during the quest previous to the Light Within, you destroy the Dark Lord and you go back and find a shard of it. So that Dark Lord is part of Seren. You can choose to put it back into her whole body or not. And the third stat is probably the most difficult choice of the quest, is the one that you make at the end. I'm not going to say what it is, but for those of you who did the quest, you will know that 46% chose probably the hardest path, which was to to sacrifice something.
Yes, and that's pretty 50-50. So
It's pretty 50-50. Modraven was rather surprised at those stats.
Yeah.
The last one we wanted to say was there's a very special feathery Easter egg in the quest, which you can't see once you've completed the quest, so it's quite an exclusive one.
Yeah.
And 519 players as of Monday have found that.
Yeah, so well done if that's one of you, because there are I think about 25,000 players that have played the quest so far.
Bearing in mind that that's quite a big number compared to the fact that it's a Grandmaster level quest. So 25,000 people doing it in the first week of its release is rather good. We're pretty pleased with that.
And 500 of those actually got this Easter egg in game, which is so well done if you've managed to find it, and you'll know what we mean if you found it. Oh, and just at this point, I'd like to point out the mug that's currently on the table. There have been a lot of people saying it's a jar of Marmite. It's a mug of Marmite.
JD drinks a jar of Marmite per day. That's what keeps him fueled up.
Yep.
His escape fuel.
Yeah. And at this point as well, I'd just like to say happy 18th birthday to Superior. He's mentioned it before the stream, and I thought I'd just give him a nice little shout out.
There you go, nice shout out for you. Next up, during the month, we did, JD and I, a Araxxor video where we killed 1,000 Araxxors each. We didn't do it properly because that would have taken us probably years, but we used insta-kill darts. It's quite a fun thing to do. Yep. JD got his first Araxxor kill, even if it was an insta-kill kill. And here are a few here are the banks for both of our accounts, just to show you what we got. Bearing in mind that one of the paths was closed, I think it was the north path was closed.
So we couldn't get any
bottom legs.
So I think that we came to the quite conclusive conclusion that Mod JD was the winner. And I am speaking about myself in the third person here.
Mod John was very sad.
Yeah, I've got quite a few sort of the higher rarity items there. So I've got webs, I've got eyes, I've got fangs.
If you look at the wealth evaluator, I won, but if you actually take the worth of the items as they actually are, JD won. Yeah. And we both got 80 cups of tea, which is a very, very special JMod rare drop. Yeah,
thank you to Mod Easty for that.
That was 1 in 250 drops.
Yeah. So we got 20 cups of tea for every drop. And if you wanted to see the highlights of the video, that's now on YouTube as well. So that's a good sort of 45-minute watch for you if you haven't. Well, no, not 45 minutes.
The highlight is about
5-7 minutes. So yeah, watch it now.
Right. So before we ask Mod Manti over to the couch, we've got a short video to show you guys.
Yeah, we'll be right back after this.
Is that supposed to happen?
No.
And welcome back.
We were just watching the chat there, and thanks, guys. But yes, you may have noticed we have a new member to our live streaming sofa. So we welcome Mod Manti to the sofa.
Hi, Manti.
Woo! Good morning.
I can't clap with a cup of tea.
It would have been a very... I was going to say, it's a design flaw, isn't it? Yes, so we welcome Mod Manti to the sofa today. So Mod Manti, what is it that you do within Jagex?
I'm RuneScape content QA within the Ninja team, so obviously I look after the quality of the releases we do in the Ninja team. And
do you sort of sneak around the office as well in like your break time?
I might be not the most noticeable person, but yes, you could say I might be a little bit sneaky.
Okay, because it has to go with the job description of ninjas, I guess.
Yeah.
Mod Kelpie's definitely sneaky, so.
Yeah. So what is it that you're currently working on?
I can't actually say.
Ah, boo.
Is it something we can see at RuneFest, or is it before that?
Hopefully before that.
Okay, because yesterday all of the questions were answered with "you'll see at RuneFest." So I just wanted to try and continue.
It's nice to have a bit of variation.
Obviously, there's a lot of ninja fixes per each week, but we are working on something rather cool.
Cool.
So basically you're on the couch there because we did JMod in a reasonably priced armor with you. So thank you very much for having me set that up in the first place.
But
And
what is
basically
it?
the
What is it?
concept of it is we want to give, it's a competition where JMods have to fight the QBD in a set of armor and with like the same gear. So they'll all have tier 70 armadillo, tier 90 royal crossbow, sharks and inventories, a couple of prayer pots, and an anti-fire overload flask.
Well, K80 crossbow bow. Yeah.
Oh, tier 80, sorry. Mod Coach told me it was tier 90 last time.
No,
Okay.
we've been using the royal crossbow, so yeah. It is
Oh, sorry,
tier
I got
80.
it wrong.
But basically what we ask them to do is we ask our mod on the sofa to take on QBD as quickly as they possibly can and end up on our wonderful leaderboard, which is a little bit empty at the moment because this is only the second time we've done this, but Mod Chaos did it last week in 2 minutes 52 seconds. Quite an impressive time to beat given the restrictions we placed upon them.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is we are going to show the video. We're not going to tell you a time, we're not going to show you a time. We want you to guess how long Mod Manti will take.
Do you reckon he's beat Mod KOC or he's not, basically?
It's very close, we can tell you that. We can tell you that it's very close. So spam either Manti or KOZ in the chat right now, and we're going to play you the video right now.
Hello everyone, I'm Mod Manti, and I'll be doing QBD.
So Manti, how did you find the encounter with QBD?
It was different. It was definitely different
In
what I
tier 70
used to
tier
in
90
the live
weapon,
game. Not
which
that
might be a little
I
bit
tend to
painful,
QBD that often to begin
but it
with,
should be fine.
mainly because I finished my boss week of tasks, so
Yeah, and I guess you can take on higher level bosses, so QBD is probably not the first boss you go to.
yeah,
to
it's
make
not my
money or-
first choice, but I haven't really done it much since the release of EOC. But as you can see from the video, I'm just doing it the way I normally would. I just set up my revolution bar, and I'm sitting there trying to fire off a threshold kind of well. If I remember correctly, I'm using Surge to get to the artifacts as quickly as possible, sometimes popping devotion, and that was pretty much my whole strategy.
Yeah, so something that we noticed a difference, so Mod KOC didn't actually use Soul Split on his run, and you have. Do you think, which one would you still go for this, knowing that Mod KOC did something different, or would you stick with this strategy? Or
To be honest, I use Soul Split as pretty much an instinct, because when you're high level, you do just kind of end up out healing everything with Soul Split. That's the way I would always do it in the live game.
yeah, it was a nice surge, by the way, you just did there, just to get back from the.
Did you do anything differently to, because obviously this is a speed run, try and do everything as quickly as you possibly can. If you were going to do it without the restriction of the timing, would you do anything differently?
I guess I was being a little bit too carefree, because normally I would have the tier 85 or tier 90 armors, that is superior force armor or just Serenics. So I wouldn't be taking as much damage, I wouldn't really need to be eating much food, and towards the end of it you'll notice that I did get kind of jumped by all the tortured souls.
Yeah, I think that you almost died at one point.
Oh, yes, so...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the last phase, isn't it? Yeah, this is
it's
the
last
point.
phase. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Because normally I would DPS the Queen Black Dragon at this point, and yeah, the kill would be over. But obviously the restrictions, I wasn't doing as much damage as I wanted to, and it caught me by surprise. But overall, considering I was using Revolution and Soul Split with tier 70 armor and tier 80 weapon, I am quite happy with what I got.
Yeah, I think we're coming towards the
Yeah, it's coming towards the end last
stages.
hit, I think.
But it's as we can say, it was very close
It was
between
very,
you guys.
very close.
But yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, well done. See, I've lost the T. Mod T is gone.
Mod T is gone.
How did you actually find the gear? We forgot to ask you that. Was it okay, or would you have...
No, it was definitely okay. It was more than enough to do the kill.
Would less have been much more difficult? If we'd have given you tier 60, for example, would that have been very difficult? Or?
It wouldn't have been difficult, I would say. It would have just taken longer, which
Yeah.
rather than being difficult, it might have felt slightly more tedious,
Yeah.
you could say. But
You probably had a few more misses as well.
yeah, and obviously would have used a bit more food because
Yeah.
the tiered armor does make a difference. It was the weapon that mostly counted, which, you know, is
Cool.
what counts.
So I think the all-important question that everyone is wanting to know is how quick was that? And I know last time we did it, we actually kept the clock in the timer in the top left-hand corner,
now.
but we've
All
got
the
rid of
future
that.
one's clock is gone.
It was, as we said, it was incredibly close.
So you did it in 2 minutes
And 54 seconds.
Just a tiny bit.
So you are just below Mod Chaosi in the leaderboard, but
I think I noticed. Did you do a misclick on the last?
On the last
on the
pillar,
last
yes,
pillar.
I did, and also I did slightly panic when all the tortured souls spawned, and I started running around the place trying to avoid the.
So you
the
maybe
spinning attack.
lost a few seconds there, which eventually came back
Yeah,
to bite you in the
Not much I can
backside.
do at this point, so I'm quite happy
Okay,
with the
so-
time I've got with the game.
So you haven't beaten Mod Chaosi, but you know some of the people that are going to be doing this. Who would you like to beat ideally in the? You're going to beat Mod Osborne, that's for sure. So don't worry about that.
Mod Osborne will be doing this in a few weeks.
Yeah, because he did his QBD training with Mod Pi a couple of weeks ago on a community stream.
Yeah.
But Mod Manti is obviously going to beat him. But who else would you rather like to beat?
To be honest, I kind of was hoping I would come on top, but thing is,
maybe Kelpie.
evolution.
Maybe we can get Kelpie on
Yeah.
this and just see how
Kelpie
many
is
of the
going to do this at some point.
how many of the ninja team we can get to beat Mod Kelpie. I think that would be quite funny. But yeah, we never like to leave our guests without doing a little quick fire quiz. So we've got a selection of questions that we've collated here, and we've got some that you guys have used in the chat as well. If you have any quick fire questions for Mod Manti, think would you rather style questions, keep it clean, then spam them in the chat
not
now.
a dating site.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we will just fire them away, so you don't even think about the answer, just straight away like that.
Go for it.
Okay, so tea or coffee?
Tea.
Good answer.
Good
Osborne and
answer.
Osborne.
Good answer.
Elfborn, just because.
Cat or dog?
Cat.
Varrock or Prifddinas?
Prifddinas.
Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Good answer. Peanut butter or jam?
Is neither an answer?
Yes, it is. Go on.
Not the right answer, but an answer. Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
Elemental Workshop 3 or One Small Favour?
Whew. One small favour.
Lesser of two evils. Melee, ranged or magic?
Melee.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Dual wielding or two-handed?
Dual wielding.
Mod Kelpie or Mod Pi?
Ooh.
You're allowed to say neither as well.
No, he's not.
No, you're not, okay.
He's thinking.
They're watching, aren't they?
He's probably
watching, aren't they?
Say both.
Well, definitely both.
Okay, and what's the favourite update that you've worked on?
I was in the release team for quite a long while, so I did work on quite a few updates, so I would probably say Prifddinas.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And we've got some in the chat as well. Would you rather lose double XP for life or never be able to use God Wars Dungeon armour? And that's from DNN Assassin. Not quite sure what that question is asking.
So basically, would you rather never have double XP weekend or never have God Wars armor?
I probably just never have God Wars armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was expecting the double XP. What? Would you rather go out? No, maybe maybe not that one.
If you could rework any piece of content regardless of time and players, what would that be?
Regardless of time or place. Port Sarim.
Okay.
Port Sarim, Rimington.
Yeah, cool. Well, Remington's been redone, but
yeah, but you know, newbie places.
just another one, I think.
A slightly morbid question from Coca RuneScape. Would you rather save the world by sacrificing yourself or keep on living and leave the world as it is now?
That's really morbid. What is that? It's not for a morning show.
Go on, be a hero, Manti. Go on.
No, I would definitely save the world.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
good. Manti the
I might
hero.
be a nice person, but
And would you rather have hard mode Nex or hard mode KK?
Would you rather have to take on hard mode next? Oh, hard mode KK.
probably next,
Next.
because it definitely reminds me of one of the first bosses that were definitely very difficult to tackle on release, and there's just those memories there. So a hard mode would always be nice.
And
someone's asking if they can see this. I'm just saying yes, I can see that.
Oh, and someone has literally just put one on there. JD or John?
Oh.
I
Say JD, I'm not going to be hurt.
Okay, JD.
I know, thank you. And I say I would have been hurt, so. But thank you very much to Manti for answering our questions today, taking on QBD, getting an awesome time.
Would you rather a rich tea or a hobnob? Someone's asking, sorry. A very important question.
Still
tea, rich tea.
Still
good.
tea.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Manti, for joining us today. We will be doing more JMod versus bosses in the next episode, which I believe will be next month. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me over.
Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, next month's episode, is that after RuneFest?
Probably, yes.
Oh wow! So that means we've got less than a month until RuneFest, or just a month until RuneFest?
It's a month tomorrow, I think. A month tomorrow till RuneFest.
Ooh.
So we will be talking a little bit more about RuneFest later on in the stream. But yeah, thank you again to JMod Manti. Here is a video that we're going to show for you, which is from Will Miss It, and it's Harry Potter in RuneScape. Hope you enjoy.
When one random player with level 10 constitution survives an earth strike from a major with 200 million experience, he becomes famous overnight.
It's the boy who bugged.
You're a mage pure, Harry.
No, I can't be a mage pure. I've already leveled strength.
That's what makes you the chosen one.
Follow this newbie major through his journey on getting 99 magic. Joined by his no-soul friend and a dude in real life, he will face challenge after challenge in his attempt to survive against the Dark Lord Voldemort.
No one dares say his name. He's the most powerful wizard of all time. He who we do not mention by name, but still is on the high score for all to see, is the one who tried to kill you, Harry. He's the one you bug abused your way out of.
He wants to kill me?
Visit the Wizard's Tower, the largest castle in Gielinor that's as small as a pea hat compared to the actual size in the movies. But we had to use something. Meet teachers like Professor Severus Snapegrass, Minerva McGonagall, and Dolores Lumbridge in this epic adventure of good against evil.
In the Wizard's Tower, you are under the protection of the only wizard you know who ever feared, Professor Albus Suomidor.
Hi, this is Suomidor.
You do not seek to ban me, Suomidor.
We both know there are other ways of destroying a man, Drumgun. Merely taking your raccoon would not satisfy me, I admit.
There is nothing worse than being banned, Suomidor.
You are right. I could have been noseless.
Oh, burn! Call the medical center. You're going to need to burn heal.
I actually have a nose in seduction. Since removing noses are beyond Will's editing skills, so I can smell things now. But what the hell, Snapegrass? Which side are you on?
Voldemort still found a way to get into the castle. Big surprise. Now for some super exciting scenes until it turns out Lord Voldemort got control over the Wizard's Tower. The only solution is if Harry turns up and gets killed once and for all and stops bug abusing.
Harry Potter, come to die.
Can you kill me already? I'd rather kill myself than listening to that laughter through this entire trailer.
Welcome back, guys.
Hope you enjoyed that one. We were giggling away in the we were giggling away on the sofas to that one.
That was a really nice video. Well done, Will. Talking about Will Miss It, he was in the office a couple of weeks ago to show his feature-length RuneScape machinima movie, which is called Thrones of Gielinor. It's loosely adapted, it's loosely based, on Game of Thrones. It's not the same story. It's just loosely based on that kind of idea of different families, different realms fighting for control.
Yep. You came into the office. We streamed it live. We streamed the premiere, and if you wanted to watch it, on both the trailer and the feature-length film are on Will Missett's YouTube channel, and they're both really good. So make sure you give it a watch.
So, Clan Cup registration is now open, by the way. So, if you want to sign up your clan for this cup, or for any of the cups that are there, so you've got skilling cups, bossing cups, a special raid cup as well, and general PvP cups.
Yep.
You have until Friday, 4th of September.
Yep, so make sure you hurry for that one, because we want to get as many clans in there as we possibly can. One of the other things that we are doing is RuneFest, in case you might have heard. We did a...
What, sorry?
Sorry, I don't think we quite made that
clear.
clear.
Made that clear
we're doing RuneFest on the 8th of October. We had a dev Q&A yesterday, which told some of you guys at home what kinds of things you can... Sorry?
Is it the 8th?
No, we had the RuneFest stream yesterday.
No, you said the 8th of October for...
No, it's the 3rd.
It's the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. 3rd. If I said the 8th, I meant
it's
the
3rd
3rd.
of October, sorry. Which will be streamed all day, by the way. So if you haven't got a ticket, or you can't make it to the venue because you live in a faraway country or something like that, you will be able to make the most of at least some of the content by watching the stream. Yep.
And one of the things that we do over the course of RuneFest is we do Golden Gnome Awards, which are kind of the RuneScape equivalent to the Oscars. That's how I like to describe it anyway. So make sure you've got your nominations, or if you know somebody that is a brilliant community exponent, or somebody that does something fantastic within the community, whether it be art, whether it be cosplay, whether they're a community champion, whether they are a streamer or a video maker.
Well done.
Yeah, I managed to get all of them. Make sure you nominate your chosen nominees. Make sure you do it before the 20th of September. There's more information on our website about this. Or just click the Golden Gnomes. I think it's called Golden Gnomes Nominations Now Live news post, and there's all the information on how you need to all of the individual awards and how you can nominate people on there as well.
Yeah. So just to give you an example of what can win a Golden Gnome, here is one of the winning entries from last year's video category. It's called Adventures of a Tree by Skyzer.
Yep, hope you enjoy.
I am so bored. I can't wait to go out on an adventure.
How are you gonna do that? You're a tree, remember?
Just wait and see. An adventurer will come this way, cut me down, and turn me into a bow. I'll be defeating monsters in no time.
If you say so.
Look! Here comes someone now. He looks like an adventurer. This could be the start of my adventure.
What if he chooses me instead of you?
Wow, a tree that can punch. This is the type of tree I need to be my bow.
Yes! I wonder what monsters I'm gonna kill, what adventures I'm gonna go on. But what I wonder most of all is, where does he keep his items?
Alright, I am ready to start training my range.
Oh my god, this is so exciting! I want to kill trolls, and dragons, and find treasure, and save people, and we're on a farm. Why are we on a farm? Chickens! We're killing chickens! Okay. I guess we have to take baby steps first. I'll be killing terrifying beasts in no time. I am so bored!
Alright, another range level.
Awesome! Maybe now he is high enough to kill something more dangerous.
Nice. I can equip a better bow now. Guess I don't need this thing anymore.
Wait, what? What about my dreams? What about my adventures? Everything we have been through, and you're just gonna drop me in the mud? This can't get any worse.
Hey, a shield bow.
Could it be? Are all my adventures still possible? It just goes to show, it doesn't matter where you come from. As long as you keep working towards your goals, you will always...
Alright, now I have enough money to sail to Karamja.
Hope you enjoyed that one.
Poor Bo. I really feel sorry for the Bo.
The amount of sad faces on the chat is phenomenal, really.
I think that's the expected answer though to that video is to be a sad face. I'm going to be sad for the rest of the stream now.
Don't be sad, John. We've got our player gallery winner to announce
cool.
now.
Good idea.
So we, for last month's player gallery, we asked you to come up with your pictures about the Gobi planet. So about Mazcab and all the wonderful things you can do on Mazcab. And our winner was Zentience. And this image is something called Chantilly Breeze. And we thought it looked absolutely stunning. And once again, I am in awe of the RuneScape community's artistic skills.
Yes. I could barely draw a stick figure into that picture and make it look anywhere like anything.
Anywhere like anything.
Yeah, that's kind of that sums up my drawing skills. I can't make anywhere look like anything with a stick figure. There you go.
I'd like to see you draw a stick Gobi. I think that'd be quite fun.
A stick Gobi. I'm going to try that after the stream.
Yes.
I will.
We'll show. If you follow Mod John on Twitter, he'll draw one after the stream and show you what it means.
Give it a go. A stick Gobi. Wow. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Talking about Mazcab, we also had a designer raids competition that we featured in last month's Good Morning Gielinor stream, and the winner of that was the Seductress by Smishy. And one of the prizes was to get his concept drawn by one of our in-house artists.
So here's the original.
Is Mod Yan. Will draw this his version of this original by Smishy. So Smishy's drawing, I think, is already rather awesome.
Pretty damn good, I think. But we're going to show you what Mod Yan came up with.
And so here's Mod Yan's interpretation of Smishy's boss, the Seductress.
So again, I think that again looks absolutely fantastic. And what we'll do is we'll get that printed out and we'll get all of our as many JMods as we can to sign it, and we'll send that over to Smishy as a competition prize. So well done again to her.
Very well done.
Or him. Sorry, I immediately thought it was a woman, but it might be. It's probably both.
Probably both. It's probably a girl in real life, or a guy in real life.
Yes. So this is
referencing the We'll Miss It video.
So this is the part of this the Good Morning Gielinor where we get to kind of show you some things that you might not have seen in the dev Q&As. We get a lot of concept art that we can show throughout the dev Q&As. We don't normally get to show all of it because we only have an hour and we want to get through as many questions as we possibly can.
So we're also going to show things that you haven't seen in dev Q&As that you've never seen before. Some artwork that we think is just awesome that we can't not show on the stream. And some teasers.
Yes, so we're going to kick off with something that you won't have seen before, and this is something that's coming in the next few weeks. This is Star Fury armor, and we think it looks incredible.
It does. I quite like the kind of effect they've put onto the robe. I hope that kind of transpires into game.
Yes, but yeah, I mean that's.
So you've got a ranged mage and melee version of those, I believe.
Yes. And this, as I said, this is an exclusive to Good Morning Gielinor. So expect that to be seen in the next
the cape scene from the back,
few weeks.
Which is also going to look quite awesome with like a trail of, like a Milky Way cloudy star trail on it. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but it's going to look awesome in game. So next up we had last week's dev Q&A, which was about vampires, and we've got a few vampire concepts that we wanted to show that we have shown on that dev Q&A, but a couple more that we haven't shown that we held back just for this.
Yep.
So here are some vampire portraits which depict, so there's Venescula and Ranis at the bottom. You can also see some of their family members, so vampire families basically.
Yep, and these are the tribal banners for the individual vampire tribes. And we wanted to show these because I think a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the making of a quest sometimes gets overlooked. So we've created our own kind of alphabet here.
So these banners do appear in game, but it will appear in the quest, I believe, but this is the only place where you'll see this alphabet used. In the next picture that we'll see, this is something you haven't seen before, and this is just some research that the dev teams have been doing into the vampires to give themselves a better idea of what the vampires are. So they actually created a whole alphabet for it. They used it on the banners, but they didn't use it anywhere else. They probably planned to, but didn't use it anywhere else in the end. And that just shows how much depth goes into creating a project in the first place. They even create like all this backstory for themselves to have a better idea of what the vampires are and how they live.
Yes.
And you've got a tiny bit of a teaser in that picture as well.
Oh, sorry, it's just gone.
That's fine.
No, it's and this next one is something that we like to call mood art. So this won't actually be featured within the quest, I don't believe. But what our artists like to do before we go and produce the dev work behind a quest, we like to create the environments based on a series of moods beforehand.
Yeah, so as the name says, it gives the mood of what they're creating.
So it not only does it mean that the devs can visualize things a little bit easier, but also it gives us a nice little bit of awesome concept art for us to show in the Good Morning Gielinor stream, which I'm sure they were thinking about when they made this.
So as you can see, as always, bright and sunny in Mauritania today.
Yep. And we've got one more for you.
So this is the base of Castle Dracan. So this is something that you haven't seen ever on the dev Q&As. Mod Raleigh has very kindly let us show this, and he was he wants to be quite secretive about everything, which
we had to prize this. We had to prize this from his fingertips
because he doesn't want any spoilers to get out before the quest, so you guys can make the most of it. So there you can see a little figure in white is the size of a character compared to the tower. You can see little fountains of blood.
Blood? I thought that was Cherryade.
Oh, maybe. Oh, sorry, no, Cherryade. That's obviously what vampires drink. In every vampire series or film that you see, they all drink Cherryade, by the way. And that's it for the vampire teasers and artwork that we wanted to show.
But we do have one more thing that we wanted to show you this week. And again, this is a Good Morning Gielinor exclusive.
It is. Some of you have heard of this before, seen it before in some ways, but I think that you didn't realise that it was actually something that was going to be real. So here you go. This is the Divine Pie Baker that you'll be able to see in Invention. So basically the principle is you put in your ingredients, so the flour, the very raw ingredients, so flour, like a pie base, pie dish, sorry, and like for example fish if you want to make an animal pie or something, and you leave it to run. It's a bit like a port run where you'll go and send your boat out on a trip and it'll come back later. It'll be the same thing here, so it won't be extremely fast, but it will just automate it, maybe like a farm run as well, like you'll go plant your seeds and come back when they've done.
Mod Moltaire actually had a forum thread, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, about automation and invention. So if you want any more information about the kinds of things that they've got planned, make sure you check that out in, I believe, the Future Game Updates forum.
Yes.
Well worth the read if you're interested in invention.
So, I think it's time to move on to our Bug of the Month section. This is the section that a lot of you really appreciated last time we did it on Good Morning Gielinor last month. So we've decided to do it again.
Yes.
We've asked the QA team to send us over all the funny bugs that they can find pre-release to give you an idea of what we find before it actually goes into game.
Yeah, and we wanted to show from this that the bugs can be hilarious.
Bugs can be hilarious, yeah.
And the kinds of things that maybe don't make it into game that would otherwise may end up in game. So this first one here, it's a bit dark, but you should be able to see pretty much a floating head just randomly in the middle of a dungeon somewhere.
You're talking to the head mourner, which is quite funny. That's the whole irony behind this situation. So it's just a head. He's the head mourner, and this is from Mod Giara when he was testing one of the elf quests, I believe. So it's probably not this very latest one, but the one just before, Plague's End, when you talk to the head mourner. Yeah, I still like that one. Here we have a giant head in Prifdinus.
I don't think we could, we were trying to come up with an explanation for how this happened, and we have no idea other than, I don't even have a suggestion.
The only thing I can think of is that it's a placeholder.
For something.
But
hilarious placeholder.
Sorry.
Oh, dear.
So as you can see, there's like loads of blue placeholders. This is very early stages of one of the parts of the Elf City. It might be a rock, it might be something, a building or something, because sometimes you just plug in anything to make it appear. Maybe that anything in this case was a character's head that was just sized up.
I think it looks something out of The Sims, like something out of The Sims, like a Sims glitch or something like that.
It's quite creepy.
I actually really wanted this to be in game because I think it looks really creepy. But
maybe it is. Maybe it's an Easter egg in game. I don't know. I hope not.
Someone's just put in the chat, Blue Check, I'm watching you. That's pretty much what it is, really, isn't
Basically,
it?
yeah.
But now we come to our
It would be
favourite.
really creepy if the head would pivot.
Yes, watch you as you're.
As it goes around the Elf City. Sorry, the last one.
But now we've got our last one, which is our favourite one. So a lot of people have been doing raids recently, and that is basically a massive, or Gobyzilla, I'm going to call it.
Gobyzilla. I'm kind of surprised, Goby.
I think what this maybe was meant to be was a placeholder for something to do with Yakimaru.
Yeah.
But but I don't know how it's got that big. And
So I was guessing that since Yakimaru comes out of the pool, it might be that the Goby came out of the pool instead of Yakimaru.
Yes.
And it just whizzed up towards the camera. That's what I was thinking. But
kill it with fire. I mean, I think that's. I can't get over how funny that looks.
So thank you, Mod Ramen, for that one.
Yes.
So that's about us done for today.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed the stream today.
Yeah, I'm still laughing at the Goby. Sorry.
Yeah. If you managed to miss any of this, then we will upload this as a YouTube video afterwards. If you wanted to, if you missed anything,
or tomorrow, I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah. If you've missed anything, or you want to look through some of the teasers again, or you want to check out Manti's tactics in the QBD run, then make sure you watch it on afterwards. We'll be back next month to do another edition of Good Morning Gielinor.
Another JMod on the couch with us. I don't know who it'll be yet. That's going to be a surprise. So,
yes.
We've got several people from the dev teams who are going to take part. I know Mod Pie is eager to take part. Mod Osborne, since he's now professional QBD killer. You've got Mod Jara as well. So you've got quite a few people that are going to be on the couch. So there you go. Won't be a surprise of who's going to be next month.
Yes. So yeah, I hope you all have very good mornings
or good evenings.
Or good evenings. Yeah.
I saw someone in the chat earlier saying it was good evening, Gielinor. So or good night, Gielinor. So good morning, good night, good evening, good afternoon, Gielinor.
Good, just be good.
Good, be good.
And next time I'll try not to send out two messages in game, 2 broadcast messages in game. Have a good day, guys.
Bye bye.